welcome to day 26 of my 7th annual SLAP challenge. SLAP, S-L-A-P, stands for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We are doing at least 40 squats, at least 40 lunges, at least 40 reps of an ab exercise, and at least 40 push-ups a day every single day except Sundays for 40 days. And this is day 26, but that does not mean that it is too late to join the challenge. It is never too late to join the challenge. I would so much rather have you do days 26 through 40 of the challenge with me than no days of the challenge. So if you want to jump in today and start on day 26, fantastic. Of course, you do not have to join the challenge if you just want to do today's workout with me. So there are timestamps in the description box down below the video. If you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to hear a little bit more about what the challenge is, how it works, where to begin, and if you would like to see today's exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So there's a playlist for this challenge. I will link the playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it at the very end of the video as well, just to make sure that you cannot miss it. So click on the link in the iCard and save the playlist. Even if you are undecided whether or not you want to participate in the challenge at this point, save the playlist anyway, so that when and if you decide you want to participate in the challenge, you have all of the workouts readily available to you, and all you have to do is follow along with the playlist. It's super easy to follow along. All you have to do if you want to go back and start the challenge on day 1 is make sure that you start with your day 1 video on a Wednesday. So again, if this is the first you're hearing about the challenge and you want to just jump in and start today and do days 26 through 40 of the challenge with me, fantastic. It's always better to do something than nothing. So commit to doing just the rest of the challenge. That's fine. If you're the one doing it, it's your challenge. You do it in whatever way works for you. But it is designed as a 40-day challenge. So if you decide you want to go back to day 1 and start on day 1, fantastic. The challenge is designed to start on a Wednesday, so just make sure that you start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday, and from there, just follow along with the playlist. Everything will fall into place. But really, the only requirement to participate in this challenge is just that you're doing a total of at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of any ab exercise, and 40 push-ups every single day for 40 days, except Sundays. We do rest on Sundays. So as long as you get those reps done somehow, it doesn't matter what variations of those 4 exercises you do, it doesn't matter how you do your reps, as long as you're doing them with the correct form. So I start on Wednesday, I start with day 1, and I share a new workout with you every single day, and the workouts are labeled days 1 through 40. But you do not have to go in order through the playlist. You do not have to do day 4 on day 4. You do not have to do day 20 on day 20. You don't even have to do a structured workout. I like to incorporate my daily reps into a structured workout because that makes the challenge more dynamic and more interesting for me, and it also makes for a more interesting video to share with you guys. But you do not have to incorporate your reps into a structured workout if you don't want to, if you don't have time, or if it's too difficult to do all of your reps at once for whatever reason. So you can do a workout. It can be one of my workouts or any workout that happens to contain at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups. You can write your own workout, or you can spread out your reps throughout the course of the day. So you could wake up in the morning and first thing do 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 10 push-ups. It can be any variations of those 4 exercises you want, and then you can just repeat that 3 more times throughout the day. So you could do it again after lunch, you could do it again after you get home, once more before bed. There's your 160 reps. So the challenge is super customizable because any variations of those exercises that will work for you is fine. So you can always increase or decrease the difficulty level really, really easily. And the challenge is super flexible because as long as you're squeezing those reps in somewhere throughout your day, that's literally the only requirement to participate in the challenge. Now, if you are an absolute beginner, you may think that you can't do a 40-day fitness challenge. You may think that you can't do squats or lunges or push-ups, but yes, you can. This challenge is for you. This challenge is appropriate for all fitness levels from day 1 beginner to advanced. So if you are an absolute beginner, I am going to have you save last year's playlist. Last year was my 6th year in a row doing the challenge, And last year I went out of my way to ensure that the challenge and every single workout from day 1 through day 40 was doable for absolute beginners. So I'm going to link last year's playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it at the very end of the video as well. It'll be right on the screen at the end of the video. So click on the link and save last year's playlist if you are a day 1 beginner, if you are in the worst shape imaginable, if you do not own a single piece of fitness equipment, if you've never done a workout before a day in your life, save last year's playlist, please. And then just start by watching that day 1 video. The video I shared on day 1 of the challenge last year is going to explain everything there is to know about the challenge. It will answer any and all questions you could possibly conceivably come up with about the challenge. I talked about the origins of the challenge, why I started doing this challenge for myself back in 2020. I outlined everything that we are looking to accomplish with this challenge. I also gave you several different ways that you can participate. So if you feel like 40 days is too long for you, you can do just the first half of the challenge. You can do just days 1 through 20 with me, and that's fine. Or you can do the second half of the challenge. You can just do days 20 through 40. You can commit to doing every other day of the challenge. And if 160 reps every single day is too many for you, maybe you can do all 40 days of the challenge, but just do 80 reps a day. So that would be 20 squats, 20 lunges, 20 reps of abs, and 20 push-ups every day. I have had people do this challenge with me in the past where they did all 40 days of the challenge, but they just did 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 reps of abs, and 10 push-ups a day every single day except Sundays for 40 days. So that's a total of 40 reps every day for 40 days. And I think that's wonderful. The hardest part is making the commitment. So decide what's realistic for you, decide what you can commit to, and then make that commitment. Okay, so you don't have to do anything just yet. You don't have to commit to anything just yet. Just all I'm asking you to do for right now, if you're an absolute beginner, is to click on the link in the iCard, save the playlist from year 6, and just start by watching that day 1 video. That's all I'm asking you to do right now. Watch the day 1 video. You will see how to do your exercises, your squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups with the correct form. And I also provided tons of beginner modifications that I promise you can do. I promise you, you can do these modifications. You can do this challenge. So please click on the link in the iCard, save the playlist from year 6, and start by watching that day 1 video. Give me the opportunity to convince you that you can do this challenge with me. And then when and if you are ready to start the challenge, it works the same way. Whether you are beginner, intermediate, or advanced, regardless of which playlist you're following along with, the challenge is always the same. The challenge is always 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups a day every single day except Sundays for 40 days, and the challenge always starts on a Wednesday. So when and if you are ready to participate in the challenge, you just make sure that you start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday, and from there, again, all you have to do is follow along with the playlist, and everything will fall into place. It's really easy to follow along, but of course, if you need help along the way, I am here. So even if you are following along with last year's playlist because you are an absolute beginner, that does not mean that you are doing the challenge alone. You are not going through this alone. I will be here to guide you through the challenge. So I am here to provide support and encouragement. I can help motivate you if that's what you need. I'm here to answer questions. So even if you're a beginner and you're following along with last year's playlist, if you have questions or if you need help, you can comment on any one of the videos from last year and I will be here to answer your questions. So if you're an absolute beginner, you will be following along with the year 6 playlist. That was our beginner playlist. If you're following along with me this year, this is year 7 of the challenge, I am going to assume that you are at more of an intermediate level. So that means that I am going to assume that you have access to a few basic pieces of fitness equipment, at least like an exercise mat and a set of dumbbells. If that's not the case, don't worry, I am still providing equipment-free substitutions for every single one of these workouts. So if you are a beginner, you're not banished from this year's challenge. You can still do these workouts with me. It's just that you may need a little bit of help with beginner modifications, and you may need to make some equipment-free substitutions, but I will always take time before the workout to give you your equipment-free substitutions, and I'm always here to help with beginner modifications if you need them. So I know that not all beginners are automatically at the same level just because they're beginners. So you make the decision that's best for you. Maybe on certain days, what we're doing this year might be a little bit too challenging for you. And so in that case, you can do the workout from last year. But if the workout we're doing on any given day this year is something that you think you can try, just be smart, be safe, use your common sense. Make the decision that is best for you, but you can absolutely follow along with this playlist if the workouts are suited to your current fitness level. Now, if you're really advanced and you want workouts that are really, really going to push you, really challenge you, if you do have access to some basic pieces of fitness equipment, if you have really good stamina, and if you maybe have a little bit more time to dedicate to your workouts on a daily basis, then you can follow along with the playlist from year 5. In year 5, the workouts we were doing for this challenge were much more difficult. They were generally a lot longer because we were frequently doing more than just those 160 reps. So we were doing more than 40 squats, more than 40 lunges, more than 40 reps of abs, more than 40 push-ups. A lot of times we were doing exercises other than squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups in addition to our 160 reps. I was adding weight to the majority of those workouts and to almost all of the workouts that we did in year 5 of the challenge. I was also incorporating about 20 minutes or so of moderate paced cardio right into the workout. So I will put the link for the year 5 playlist up here in the iCard. I will also link it in the description box down below the video, and it will be linked at the very end of the video as well. So all 3 playlists, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, all 3 of those playlists are linked in the iCard. All 3 of those playlists are linked in the description box down below the video. And all 3 of those playlists are linked on the end screen of the video. So especially if you're really advanced, I strongly recommend saving all 3 playlists because you really can bounce around back and forth between the playlists. Again, you do not have to go in order days 1 through 40. You do not have to work off of the same playlist. You don't have to stick with the same playlist for the entire challenge. Again, remember, any workout you want to do that has at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups will work on any given day. So let's say you're in really great shape and you're capable of doing the really tough workouts from year 5, but on any given day, let's say maybe you're traveling, you're pressed for time, you don't have access to equipment, maybe you didn't sleep all the night before, you're tired, you're not feeling well, you're sore. For whatever reason, if you just need a workout that's shorter, simpler, equipment-free, if you're in really great shape, you're going to be able to do almost all of the workouts from year 6 in under 10 minutes. So that is a great option to have. They're still great workouts, it's just that they're really short, they're really simple, and if you're in really great shape, they're not probably going to be very strenuous for you, but they're still great workouts and you're still getting your reps done. So the same thing goes if you are more of an intermediate level and you're working from the year 7 playlist, but let's say you open up YouTube that day and you click on the video and you see what I'm doing and you think, well, I don't have that piece of equipment that she's using, or, oh, I don't think I can do that push-up variation. Well, you can always just swap out, you can still follow along with the video and just swap out a different variation for that one exercise that's a problem. But keep in mind that you have last year's challenge available to you as well. So if you check out what we did for that day on last year's challenge or any of the year 6 workouts, then you're guaranteed not to need any exercise equipment, because last year I was assuming that if you were an absolute beginner, you did not have access to any equipment. So it was very rare that I was using anything. But if ever I was adding weight to one of the workouts we did last year, I was literally just holding onto a shampoo bottle or a water bottle. So if it's an issue of not having the equipment I'm using, you can use the equipment-free substitutions that I'm giving you. If that exercise is still too difficult, or if the workout is too long for whatever reason, you want to do last year's workout instead, same thing. Maybe you're tired or you're a little sore and you just want something that's a little bit, maybe taking things at a little bit slower pace, you can do last year's workout. And the same thing goes if you're at an intermediate level, you open up the workout that we're doing today and you think, well, I have a little extra time today and I'm feeling really strong. All these reps we've been doing for the last however many days, and I feel myself getting stronger, my stamina is improving, and I'm losing weight, and I want to really, really challenge myself today. Well, you can check out the workout that we did for the corresponding day in year 5 of the challenge. It's probably going to be a very similar workout, but just with the difficulty level increased, we'll probably be adding weight, we'll probably be adding cardio. But again, you can do any of the workouts off of the year 5 playlist if there's ever a day where you want a little bit more of a challenge. So yeah, just save all 3 playlists, and that way you have options. For every single day of the challenge, you will have a beginner option, an intermediate option, and an advanced option. And then you can just make the decision that is best for you. So hopefully that is all clear. I think that's enough about the challenge for today, but if there's anything I glossed over or anything that you're still unclear on, if you're still confused about where to begin or how you can participate, if you're unsure about which playlist you should be following off of, you don't know which fitness level you're at, or if you're having trouble accessing any of the links for the playlists, I'm right here. So please ask questions if you have them, but let's go ahead and get into the exercises that we are doing for today's workout. So for today, I am actually going to be incorporating some cardio right into the workout. The additional cardio is optional, but you can see that I have Rebecca here with me today. Rebecca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there's a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code Rebecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. But if you don't have a jump rope, first of all, the jump rope section is optional. You can just eliminate it, and that's fine. If you do want to include a little cardio section there, then you can be doing anything for cardio. So you really can just pantomime jumping rope. I always jump rope, I kind of like jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. So you can do that, you can just pantomime jumping rope. Of course, if you're doing this, you really are just kind of jogging in place, so you can just jog in place, that's fine. If you want to increase the difficulty a little more, you can do high knees, you could do jumping jacks, okay? You could do mountain climbers, pendulum, toe taps, any kind of cardio exercise you want. If you're more comfortable jumping with your feet together, any style of jump rope is fine. So you can jump with your feet together if you prefer. If you're really good at jump rope, you can do something more challenging. So you could do high knees or jump rope jacks. You could jump side to side. You could do twist jumps. You could do a boxer shuffle. You could jump on one leg. It doesn't matter, okay? Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. And if you're pantomiming jump rope, you can pantomime jumping with your feet together as well. But if you do not have a jump rope and you still want to include the cardio, another option is that you can hop on maybe like an exercise bike or a treadmill or an elliptical or a Stairmaster or something like that while I'm jumping rope, and that will work. So just keep the video going, and for the entire amount of time that I'm jumping rope, you can be on your treadmill or on your elliptical or whatever, or you can just decide I want to do a 5-minute cardio section or a 10-minute cardio section or a 20-minute cardio section, pause the video, do your cardio, and then come back and resume the workout with me. So just however long you want to do it, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of moderate paced cardio, however you want to get it done is fine. I will be doing jump rope. I'm going to be doing 40 sets of 40 with my jump rope. So a set of 40, I'm talking about 40 revolutions of the jump rope. 1 rep of jump rope. When I say that, I mean 1 revolution of the rope. So any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. You're just going to count 40 revolutions of the rope. That's 1 set, and we're going to do 40 sets. If 40 sets is too many, do 20, do 10, whatever works for you. But that's going to be my little cardio section. So we're going to do that in between rounds. I'm going to show you a circuit. We're going to go through the circuit once, and then I'm going to add in my little cardio section, and then we'll repeat the circuit once more. So if you want to eliminate the cardio section, you'll just do 2 rounds of the circuit, and that's your workout. Other than that, you are going to need something soft beneath you for our ab exercise, and if you do push-ups from your knees. So I'm just going to be using my jump rope mat. It's nice and thick. One of those thick exercise mats is great, but a yoga mat is also great if you have one. If you don't have a mat, a towel should probably suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything. But other than that, the only other thing I'm using is 1 10-pound dumbbell. So I'm telling you that this weighs 10 pounds for reference and for reference only, but you may need to use something lighter than that. You may need to use something heavier than that. That depends on your strength. It depends on your level of fitness. It also just depends on what you have available to you. And of course, it depends on how hard you are looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your weight and make the decision that is best for you. If you do not have a dumbbell, that's fine. First of all, a kettlebell or a medicine ball will work. But if you don't have any fitness equipment, we did this workout last year holding onto a water bottle. So you can grab a water bottle or a shampoo bottle filled with some sort of weight, so maybe water. You may be able to make it a little bit heavier if you fill it with something like uncooked rice or dried beans or lentils, kitty litter, powdered laundry detergent, something like that. Or maybe those little decorative pebbles that you can get at like the Dollar Tree. They're not expensive. If you are taking your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail today, you could try filling your water bottle with maybe sand or dirt. So just get creative and use what you've got, as long as you can find something that you are able to maintain a secure grip on so that you're not going to drop it and injure yourself or break something and make a mess. And as long as it's not too heavy for you, then any number of household items can work. Or again, if you're taking your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail, you could probably even find like a heavy rock that would work. So just get creative and use what's available to you. But again, be smart, be safe, use your common sense, make the decision that is best for you. But I'm going to be using one 10-pound dumbbell. So for my squat variation, I'm going to be using my dumbbell as a counterweight. You can do any squat variation you want with or without weights. And remember, that goes for lunges, abs, and push-ups as well. So if you generally like the workout that we're doing today and you want to follow along with this video and work out with me today, but there's one exercise I'm doing that doesn't work for you, you can just swap out that one exercise. So while I'm doing my push-up variation that you don't like, you can be doing another push-up variation. While I'm doing my squat variation that doesn't work for you, you can be doing another squat variation, okay? That goes for all 4 exercises. Just make sure that you are minding your form with the squat. So I always like to start by thinking about tucking my shoulder blades into my back pockets. Shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, then tighten up your abs. Make sure your ab muscles are super tight, like someone's about to come along and punch you in the stomach as hard as they can, and you're bracing for that impact. And then before I squat, I like to think of this as a hip hinge. So hinging at the hips, pushing my booty back like I'm trying to touch the wall behind me with my booty. At that same time, remember the shoulder blades are tucked into the back pocket, so the chest is lifted nice and high. So at the same time that I'm thinking about trying to touch the wall behind me with my booty, I'm also thinking about trying to touch the wall in front of me with my chest so that my spine is elongated. You want your back flat and the weight in your heels. Do you see I can actually pick up my toes? From this position is where I'll go ahead and sink down into my squat and then press your heels into the ground to stand. So that's just a basic air squat, but just apply those principles to whatever squat variation you do. Flat back, weight in the heels. So I'm going to be holding on to my, what is that? There's like a little teeny tiny green bug crawling on my dumbbell and I don't know what it is. Let's put it in the dirt. All right, I have found my cute little green bug at better home. So let me show you our squat variation now. I'm just holding onto my dumbbell like this. So one hand on either side of the dumbbell. So again, you could be holding onto a kettlebell or a medicine ball or like a jug of laundry detergent, something like that, or a jug of water. So whatever you've got. And as I come down into my squat, I'm going to start holding my weight in front of me. And as I come down into my squat, I'm going to lift the weight up in front of me using it as a counterweight. And then as I stand, I'm returning to my starting position. So make sure that you're not locking out your arms. You don't want your elbow perfectly straight. Keep a soft bend to your elbow as you're doing that lift. And then after I do my squat, I'm going to add a couple more little moves. So I'm going to lift the weight straight up overhead. And now I'm going to add 2 oblique knee twists. So I'm going to transfer my weight into one foot. I'm going to pick up the opposite foot and bend the knee. And as I do that, I'm going to twist my body thoracically and bring opposite elbow to knee. Then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So now shifting my weight to the opposite foot, lifting the other foot, bend the knee, twist thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee, and then the weight comes back down, okay? So all of that together is one rep. So counterweight squat, overhead arm raise, oblique knee crunch, oblique knee crunch. That's one rep. Okay, so that is my squat variation. For my lunge variation, I'm also going to be adding a little knee up with an oblique twist. So we're really focusing on obliques today. So let me first show you your equipment-free substitution. So first of all, for your squats, if you don't have anything you're holding onto for weight, it really doesn't make sense to lift your arms up in front of you as you squat because you're not holding on to anything, so there's no counterweight. So you really can just have your hands clasped behind your head the whole time. Just do like a prisoner squat, knee up, knee up. That's fine. Okay, for your lunge variation, if you are not holding on to weight, we're just doing reverse lunges, and then I'm going to add a knee up with an oblique twist. So make sure you're starting with your feet about shoulder width apart. You're going to pick up one foot, step the foot back, bend both knees, come down into your lunge. Going for about a 90-degree angle in your front knee, so you want your front knee more or less over the heel of your front foot as opposed to being out over the toes like this. Make sure the movement is under control. If your range of motion allows you to tap your back knee down into the ground and you want to, great, but you don't want to bang your knee, so be careful and make sure the movement's under control. And then from here, instead of just stepping the foot forward, you can do that if you want. You can do any lunge variation you want, remember. I am going to be driving this knee up towards my chest, and as I do that, I'm twisting my body thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee. Feel that squeeze in your obliques. Then I'm going to stay on the same leg, so from here, I'm just going to step that foot behind me again, right into my neck strap. So reverse lunge, oblique knee crunch. Reverse lunge, drive the knee up, twist, bringing opposite elbow to knee. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that same thing, just holding on to my dumbbell. So same exact exercise, one hand on either side of the dumbbell, step back and lunge, drive the knee forward and twist, right into the next rep. Okay, that is my lunge variation. So moving on to abs. So I am going to be doing another little compound movement for my ab exercise. So we're kind of doing 2 ab exercises, plus we're adding an upper body component. So we're getting pretty far into the challenge now. I think it's time to start adding some more components to some of these exercises and increasing the difficulty a little bit. So if you need to dial it back, if you need to simplify things, that's fine. But I'm going to be starting down here on my mat, on my back. Again, I'm holding my dumbbell with one hand on either side of the dumbbell. My knees are bent, and I'm going to have my heels elevated off the mat. Now I'm going to sit up, and I'm going to bring the dumbbell with me. Make sure before you sit up that you are tilting your pelvis forward so that you're really pressing your low back into the mat and you're engaging those lower abs. So if you just are lying here relaxed, for me, there's a little curve in the lower part of your spine. And that means, do you see how I can slide my hand underneath my low back? So we want to get rid of that. You do that by tilting your pelvis forward, pressing your low back into the mat. And now you see I can't get anything under there. So really engage your low abs. You're going to sit up, bring the dumbbell with you, press it up overhead. And now from here, I'm going to do a tricep extension. Bring the weight down to my chest, and then 2 Russian twists. So twist and tap, twist and tap. Then the weight comes back to my chest, and then I'm going to reverse the movement and return to my starting position, okay? So sit up, press the weight up overhead, tricep extension, twist and tap, and return to the starting position. Okay, you can absolutely do this with your heels on the mat to make it a little bit easier. Same exercise, just keeping your heels down on the mat, that's fine. You can eliminate the Russian twists if you want. You can double them if you want. You can eliminate the tricep extension at the top, that's absolutely fine. You can eliminate the weight altogether. So if you want to do this without any added weight, but you want to do something similar to what I'm doing, you're just going to eliminate the tricep extension because, again, if you're not holding on to anything, it really doesn't accomplish anything to do that movement. So just eliminate it. So you can just sit up and reach, and then do your 2 Russian twists, twist and tap, twist and tap. Sit up and reach, twist and tap, twist and tap. Or you can do a bow pose, twist and tap, Or eliminate the Russian twist, do just a boat pose, that's fine. You can keep your heels on the ground to make it a little easier. You could do just Russian twists. Remember, any sit-up variation or any crunch variation, any ab exercise at all that you want to do will work. But I'm adding those Russian twists because we're working obliques with squats and lunges. So I just wanted to incorporate that into our ab exercise, since traditionally this day 26 workout, our ab exercise for this workout was always Russian twists. So I didn't want to get rid of them, but I just wanted to add something else to them. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Now, for the push-ups, you're gonna love me. I'm doing a really challenging push-up variation. So again, if it's too much for you, substitute with any other push-up variation you want. But we are going to be doing really just standard push-ups, but we are going to work the negative. Well, we're going to work, okay, so we're going to spend 12 seconds on each rep. We are going to spend 6 seconds lowering our chest to the mat, and then 6 seconds slowly pushing ourselves back up. You could come down quickly and then push yourself back up slowly. So you could come down and hold and then spend 6 seconds pushing yourself up, or you could just work the negative. So spend 6 seconds getting your chest down and then quickly push yourself back up and hold your high plank. That's up to you. But I'm going to be spending 6 seconds to lower my chest down to the mat and 6 seconds to push myself back up slowly. So each push-up is going to take 12 seconds, but we're just doing sets of 5, okay? So I promise it's manageable. So just make sure you're watching your form for the push-up. You want your head in line with your spine. So if you imagine standing with your back up against the wall and just gently pressing the back of your head into the wall, that is where you want your head to be. That's where you want your head to stay. So make sure you're not allowing your head to kind of bob up and down while you are doing your push-ups. You want your shoulders away from your ears. So spread out all 10 fingers. Place your hands on the mat directly underneath your shoulders. Step your feet back so that you are in a plank pose. Head is in line with the spine, so you are not allowing your head to droop down like this. You do not need to overcorrect by hyperextending your neck and jutting your chin out. Just make sure your head is perfectly in line with your spine. Shoulders are away from the ears, so make sure you're not sinking down into your shoulders like this. Press the mat away from you. Push yourself up nice and high in your plank pose so that your shoulders are away from your ears, and make sure that your back is flat. So do not allow your hips or your belly to kind of droop down towards the mat like this. Tighten up those abs. Use your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them lifted high. And then once you have found this beautifully perfect plank position and your body is in one gorgeous straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders, nothing moves. So you're going to lower your chest down to the mat as close as you can without breaking that straight line from your heels to your shoulders. And then you're going to push yourself back up, never breaking that straight line from your heels to your shoulders. And of course, if you're doing knee push-ups, your straight line is from your knees to your shoulders. But the point is that there's integrity in that plank pose the entire time. You're never breaking that straight line. So make sure that your head is in line with your spine. Make sure your head stays still. Make sure that you're pressing the mat away from you. Shoulders are away from the ears. Make sure your abs are super strong and tight and engaged, and make sure you're using your ab muscles to lift your hips up high and keeping them high so that your back stays flat. All right, so that's just a standard push-up, and that really is my push-up variation today. The only thing is that I'm going to be setting my timer so that I'm spending 12 seconds on each push-up. So I'm going to start here, and then for my first push-up, I'm going to spend 6 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get up. And we're going to do 5 push-ups that way, and we'll do that a total of 8 times over the course of the entire workout. That's how we're getting our 40 push-ups done. So that's it. That is all 4 exercises. Now here's the format. So we are starting with push-ups. We're going to do 5 push-ups. And then we're moving on to squats. We're going to do 20 reps of our squat variation, then another 5 push-ups before we move on to lunges. So we'll do 10 reps on one leg and then 10 reps on the other leg. If you want, I might double my lunges today. I might do 20 reps on each leg. Why don't we do that? You do 10 on each leg if you want, so that by the end of the workout, you will have completed a total of 40 lunges, but it's just gonna be 20 reps on each leg. I'm gonna go ahead and increase the difficulty by doing a total of 40 lunges on each leg. So each time through the circuit, I'm going to do 20 reps on one side and then switch and do 20 reps on the other side. You don't have to double your lunges if you don't want to, but I just now on the fly made the decision that I was going to double mine. So that's squats and lunges. Those are half done. We've done 20 squats, 20 lunges. Now before we move on to abs, we're going to sneak in another set of 5 push-ups. Then we'll do our ab exercise, 20 reps, and then we'll finish the circuit with 5 more push-ups. So that's the circuit. 5 push-ups, 20 squats, 5 push-ups, 20 lunges on each leg, or 10 on each leg if you don't want to double them. 5 push-ups, 20 reps of abs, 5 push-ups. That's the circuit. Then we're going to repeat that once more, but first I'm going to take my little jump rope interlude and I'm going to do 40 sets of 40 with my jump rope. So the jump rope section is optional. If you want to include the cardio section, but you don't have a jump rope, remember you can do any other kind of cardio exercise you want, and that cardio section can be as long as you want, okay? And then we're just going to repeat the circuit once more, and that's it. That's the workout. So hopefully that is all clear. Please remember that I do always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and of course I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format and how everything fits together, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so please ask questions if you have them. It's very important that you understand how to do each of these exercises with the proper form before you begin the workout so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And hopefully you guys know at this point that it is incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to please make sure that you are going at your own pace and minding your form. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. So if you're in really great shape, you are definitely going to be faster than I am, and that's wonderful. Be faster than I am. Just make sure you're not losing anything off of your form to get there. If you are racing to stay ahead of me because you are just competing with me and you want to beat my score, or because you just set a really ambitious time goal for yourself that you're chasing and your form starts to get sloppy, that means you need to slow down. It is always going to be safer and more effective to slow down and do your reps with excellent form than it is to race through and allow your form to get sloppy. So if you are slower than I am, also wonderful, because you would not even know that you're slower than I am unless you got your little booty dressed and you got out here and you were doing your reps with me. So don't worry about how fast you're going, worry that you are executing each and every rep with the best form that you can manage. So please do not race to keep up with me at the expense of your form. If you're racing to keep up with me and your form starts to get sloppy, you need to slow down. If you fall behind, either because you are just working at a slower pace than I am, or because you are needing longer rest breaks than what I'm taking, or if you're needing rest breaks where I'm not taking them, that's fine. Pause the video, I'm not going anywhere. When you're ready, come back, we will resume the workout together. I do want you to challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. So you should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. So please make sure that you are going at your own pace. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. Make sure you are working to your own level. So that means choosing a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a medicine ball or a household item that is an appropriate weight for you. If the weight becomes too taxing, it means dropping the added weight and doing the equipment-free versions of the exercises that I showed you. It might mean holding on to something for support. For your lunges, maybe shortening up the range of motion on your squats, putting your knees down for the push-ups, putting your heels down for your ab exercise. Just please make whatever modifications you need to make. Just make sure that you are being smart. Please be safe. Please listen to your body And do not push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do. Make the decision that is best for you and just do your best. Please remember that your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and begin the workout, go ahead and gather whatever equipment you need. So for me, that is my jump rope, one 10-pound dumbbell, and an exercise mat. So an exercise mat or a yoga mat is ideal, but again, if you don't have a mat, a towel should suffice. And if you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. If you do not have any fitness equipment like a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a medicine ball, look for household items that will work. So you can grab a water bottle or a shampoo bottle and fill it with some sort of weight. If you have nothing at all that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. You have your equipment-free substitutions. Grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you are jumping rope with me today, pause the video, go get dressed, and then meet me right back here. We are going to start with a quick little 5-minute warm-up, and then we'll get right into our day 26 workout. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Now place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure that your arm is completely relaxed. You are not pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the opposite side of your neck by simply using the weight of your arm to do so. So now we're going to do the other side. Allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is completely relaxed. And make sure your shoulders are relaxed as well. They should be down, away from your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier, allowing your range of motion to increase until finally your entire torso is just kind of spilling in front of you. Your arms should be nice and loose like a rag doll. Next, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So you can roll your shoulders either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are exploring your full range of motion. So think about making big circles with your shoulders. Next, we're going to do arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So extend your arms straight out to the side and start by making small circles either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. But gradually, as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you are making the circles as big as you possibly can, exploring your full range of motion. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend the knees and sweep your arms in front of you. And as you stand, you're reaching up, stretching as high as you can. Each time you bend your knees, allow your range of motion to increase, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. And keep your feet planted right where they are. They should be wider than shoulder width apart. We're just going to lunge side to side, nice and easy. And add the arms. So now with each lunge, I'm just reaching my arm across my body. You should feel like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, you're going to step your feet in. We're just going to march in place, super simple. So keeping the knees low to start, but as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can towards your chest. Really get them up there, feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. Now we're gonna jog in place. So again, knees are low to start. But as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up, higher and higher towards your chest, until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can towards your chest. Next is booty kicks, so keep jogging, but now with each step, you're just bringing your foot behind you. Really try to kick yourself in the booty with your heel. For this next one, if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair for support. If not, hands on the hips is fine. You're going to transfer your weight into one foot, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. Just waking up those hip flexors. Now we're going to do the other leg. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight, pick up the opposite foot, and swing the leg front and back. You can start low, and then as the interval progresses, if it feels comfortable, you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher. Now you're going to transfer your weight again, so put this foot down. Pick up the other foot, extend the leg out in front of you, and then bring the leg around and behind. Each time you make this semicircle with your leg, lifting the leg higher and higher, and then 2 hip circles. So drive the knee up towards your chest, use your hand to kind of guide it around. Other leg, extend the opposite foot out in front, bring the leg around and behind, lifting the leg higher and higher each time you make that little semicircle, and now finishing with 2 hip circles. Drive the knee up towards your chest, use your hand to guide it around. Finishing with a hamstring stretch, feet wide apart, hinge at the hips. Try to keep your back as flat as you can so that you isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So if you want to use the wall or the arm of your couch or a chair or something like that to assist you getting into this stretch, it might make it a little bit easier to keep your back flat, which will make the stretch more effective and might be a little bit more comfortable, and it can make the stretch a little bit more accessible for you. But that's it. That's our little 5-minute warm-up. So let's get right into the workout. We are starting with 5 push-ups. I have my timer set for 10 6-second intervals, which is 1 minute. We're going to spend exactly 1 minute on our push-ups, 12 seconds per rep. So we're spending 6 seconds to get down and 6 seconds to get up with each rep. All right, so get into your plank position, get ready. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So 6 seconds to lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Make sure you're never breaking that straight line from your heels to your shoulders, and then 6 seconds to push yourself back up. Next rep. Those are super tough. As far as doing 5 reps at a time, remember if that push-up variation is too difficult for you, you can be doing any push-up variation you want. But that is our first 5 push-ups out of the way. So next, we are moving on to squats. So again, any squat variation you want to do is fine. With or without weight, I'm going to be doing a counterweight squat, and then I'm going to be lifting the weight up overhead and adding 2 oblique knee crunches. So holding my weight like this, one hand on either side of the dumbbell. Now, squat, bringing the weight up in front of you as a counterweight. Now lift the weight up, knee up and crunch, other side. That's 1 rep. We're going to 20, do your best. That's 20. So already, squats are halfway done. Holding my dumbbell with one hand on either side of the dumbbell, we're doing a reverse lunge with a knee up plus an oblique twist. So I'm holding my dumbbell in front of my chest. I'm going to step one foot back, come down into my lunge, drive the knee forward and twist, bringing opposite knee to elbow, and swing that foot back right into the next rep. So lunge and twist. Reverse lunge, drive the knee up and twist. So that's 4, 5, we're going to 20. Or I'm going to 20. That's 20. So I'm doing 20 reps on each leg, and I'm doing that for both rounds of the circuit, which means I'm doubling my lunges. So if you don't want to double your lunges, you can be doing 10 reps on each leg each time through the circuit, or you can do one leg the first time through the circuit, remember which leg you worked, so that you can work your opposite leg the second time through the circuit. But I'm doubling my lunges today, so I'm doing 20 reps on each leg, each time through the circuit. So now other leg, when you're ready. You can stop there if you want. I'm going to 20. All right. So remember, we're sneaking in these little sets of 5 push-ups in between all of the other exercises. So before we move on to lunges, we're going to do another 5 push-ups. As soon as you're ready, here we go. Get up into your plank pose. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So 6 seconds down. 6 seconds up. 5 reps. Do your best. Okay, good job. I know those are tough. That's part of the reason I decided to add cardio in between each round, because each round begins and ends with push-ups. So that means that we're going to complete round 1 by doing 5 push-ups, and then if you go immediately into round 2, you have to do another 5 push-ups that way. And I thought, my arms are gonna be ready to fall off Why don't I just add a little cardio section in there, incorporate my cardio right into the workout today. So that was really the impetus. That was a major, probably the main reason that I made that decision to add cardio into the workout today. So next is abs. Remember, any ab exercise you want to do with or without weight is fine. I'm going to be doing a sit-up. I'm going to have my heels elevated for the sit-up. I'm adding a tricep extension and then 2 Russian twists. So again, holding on to my dumbbell like this, one hand on either side of the dumbbell. Coming down onto your back, knees are bent, arms are extended up overhead, and remember, I'm going to lift my heels, but you can keep your heels on the mat, that's fine. Either way, just make sure you're tilting your pelvis forward, pressing your low back into the mat so that you're really activating those lower ab muscles. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Sit up, tricep extension, weight comes down to the chest, and now twist and tap, return to your starting position. That's 1 rep. Oh, I forgot my tricep extension. Twist, twist, that's 3. We're going to 20, do your best. I think I forgot another tricep extension. I'm gonna add an extra there. That's 6 for me. It's 15, 5 more. So SLA, squats, lunges, abs, are all halfway done already. We've done 20 reps of each. And lunges. Lunges are also halfway done. So now, we did 5 push-ups before our squats. Did I do 5 push-ups before my lunges? Why don't I remember doing that? I feel like I skipped a set of push-ups, did I not? All right, I don't recall doing 2 sets of push-ups, which we should have done already, so let's do a set of push-ups, and then I think I have to make up a set. So, when you're ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. did I not do a set of push-ups before we started abs? Maybe? I feel like that was only my third set of push-ups. If I'm wrong, and we've done 4 sets of push-ups, then you can move on. Whether that's moving on to the cardio section with me, or if you're skipping the cardio section, you can use the chapter markers to skip ahead to part 2 of the workout, which is just another round of the circuit. I promise the second time through the circuit, I'll make sure I do it right. But if we did skip a set of push-ups, let's go ahead and do those right now. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid by adding that cardio section in here, is doing 2 sets of these in a row. But I think I skipped a set, so we gotta do it. All right, when you're ready, here we go. Another 5. Wish me luck. I owe 1, but my arms were ready to fail. The other thing you can do is just push yourself up quickly and hold in that plank pose, but I want to do all of my reps the same way. So just taking a few seconds to rest. And now I'm just going to do 1 more push-up because I only missed 1 interval. So now I know that I've done at least 20 push-ups. That was at least 4 sets. It's possible that I may have done an extra set, but I don't think so. I think I skipped a set. So regardless, I've done them all now. So now, if you want to just move directly onto part 2, you can. If you want to include some cardio with me, I'm doing jump rope. So I'm doing 40 sets of 100 with my jump rope. So when I say, or 40 sets of 40 with my jump rope, not 100. Everything's 40s. This is our 40-day slap challenge. 40 reps for 40 days. So 40 revolutions of the rope, 40 times is what we're doing. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. I have a piece of paper and a pen here, so I can make a slash after each set and keep track of my reps that way. So that might be helpful so that you don't lose track of how many sets you've done. The other thing you could do, well, I can't listen to music while I'm counting, and I'm counting revolutions of the rope, but if you're just gonna hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill for a few minutes, or if you're just gonna jump rope, kind of freestyle and not count your reps while I'm doing this, you can grab a speaker if you don't have one close by, get some music going, get a playlist together that you love, and just listen to some music so that this section is a little bit less tedious. But I'm just going to count 40 revolutions of the jump rope. We're going to do that 40 times. I'll just get through it as quickly as I can. We'll go after the plane. I don't want to have to shout over it. So just take a second to breathe as I shout over the plane anyway. Okay, so if you trip over your jump rope, that's fine. You do not have to go back and restart the whole set. Just take a breath, do your best to leave it behind you, and get right back into it. Pick up your count where you left off, okay? Just do your best. Remember, your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. Some days I'm tripping over my jump rope left and right, and it gets really frustrating, and I understand that. When you are trying to jump over your jump rope and you're tripping all over your jump rope, that means you're failing at what you're trying to do, and that's frustrating. It is normal and natural to be frustrated when you're failing at what you're trying to do, when you're telling your body to do something and you're not accomplishing what you're setting out to do. So I'm not saying to not feel frustrated. I'm saying don't live in the frustration. Just keep reminding yourself, again, so much of what this challenge is about that paradigm shift. So instead of focusing on, oh, I'm such a failure, why am I so clumsy, I can't, I keep tripping over my jump rope, instead of that dialogue going on in your head, you need to flip a switch. You need to say, well, yeah, it's, I'm uncoordinated, it is what it is, but I'm out here doing the work and I'm getting my heart rate up and I'm getting my cardio. Whether or not you're, tripping on the rope or not, you're still getting your cardio. So just do your best to not let the frustration dictate your mindset moving forward, because nothing good can come of that. All that's going to happen is you're going to sabotage the rest of your workout. So don't allow Brutus to take over. Tell him to have a seat. Tell him to have several seats, because you're out here putting in the work. You're getting your heart rate up. That being said, if it becomes too frustrating, if you're just tripping so much that you feel like you're not really getting good cardio anymore because you're spending too much time tripping over your jump rope and the frustration is too much, just put the rope down and jog in place, or do high knees or jumping jacks, any other type of cardio exercise you want, okay? There are certain days when I get so frustrated with myself because of how much I'm tripping over my jump rope, but you just have to do your best to not give in to the frustration. Don't let it dictate your mindset moving forward. Acknowledge it, feel it, that's okay, but take a deep breath, get right back into it, and move forward. All right, so there's my little tripping over the jump rope speech, so I don't have to stop and do it while we're working. I'm going to time this section separately. So my timer is set as a stopwatch. So here goes, starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So counting 40 revolutions of the jump rope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. So that's one set. I'm going to come over here and mark a little slash on my piece of paper. I'm going to keep my rest breaks in between sets as short as I can. And then we're just going to do that 39 more times, 40 sets of 40 with a jump rope. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 40 revolutions of the rope, so do your best. Here we go, set number 2. So we're a quarter of the way through this little cardio section. Keep pushing. That's set number 20 already. So we're halfway through. The other thing you could do if you prefer is move on to part 2 now and then do, well, this can be all the cardio you do, but then you can just do another 20 sets after round 2. That's up to you. Go ahead and do all 40 sets before moving on. feeling the heat because it is hot as HE double hockey sticks out here. Also, I have not been sleeping.
At all. Oh my God, you guys. All right, when I edit the video, I'm gonna add in my lunges for round 1, where they're supposed to go. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think what I did was I skipped right from squats to abs, right? That's why I was missing a set of push-ups. So when you're watching the video, you'll see some weird edits in there, things that clearly weren't done when it looks like they were being done, but that way if you're working out along with the video, there won't be all this skipping around. You'll do everything the way I told you we were going to do it, the way it's written in the description box down below the video, and the way I meant to do it. All right. go. Home stretch, let's push. Picking up my count of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. That is set number 39. And here we go, final set of jump rope, and then we'll move on to part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 40. All right. So the jump rope section took me a total of 17 minutes and 48 seconds. And now all we have left to do is round 2. However, I just came to the realization while we were doing our cardio that I skipped over my lunges in round 1 of the circuit. So before we move on to round 2, I'm going to make up those 40 lunges. I'm going to do 20 reps on each leg, and I'll just, I'll put it in the video in the right place. But full disclosure, if you watch this video all the way through, you already know what happened. You watched me come to that realization while I was doing my jump rope. So if you would like to pause, and I mean, I'll show them to you now, but I'm also going to like edit them into the spot where they go. So while I'm doing these lunges, if you want to do them with me, that's fine. That'll be extra. Or if you want to just pause the video and or you don't have to pause the video, I guess, use this opportunity to towel off, get a sip of water, or have something to drink, that's fine. I'm just going to get my lunges done. So I'll talk us through them since I didn't talk us through them in the first round because I didn't do them in the first round of the circuit. So holding my dumbbell with one hand on either side of the dumbbell, we're doing a reverse lunge with a knee up plus an oblique twist. So I'm holding my dumbbell in front of my chest. I'm going to step one foot back, come down into my lunge, drive the knee forward and twist, bringing opposite knee to elbow, and swing that foot back right into the next rep. So lunge and twist. Reverse lunge, drive the knee up and twist. So that's 4, 5, we're going to 20. Or I'm going to 20. That's 20. So I'm doing 20 reps on each leg, and I'm doing that for both rounds of the circuit, which means I'm doubling my lunges. So if you don't want to double your lunges, you can be doing 10 reps on each leg each time through the circuit. Or you can do one leg the first time through the circuit, remember which leg you worked, so that you can work your opposite leg the second time through the circuit. But I'm doubling my lunges today, so I'm doing 20 reps on each leg, each time through the circuit. So now other leg, when you're ready. It's 10, you can stop there if you want. I'm going to 20. All right. So now I'll edit those in. When I edit the video, I'll put them where they're supposed to go, but I'm not gonna be moving the sets of push-ups around. That's a mistake that's just gonna stay. Okay, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. In the grand scheme of things, it is just not that big a deal. We're getting our reps done, so it's all good. All right, so those lunges were my round 1 lunges. So now my squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups are halfway through. We've done 20 reps of everything. My cardio section is complete. I'm resetting my timer the same way it was set for round 1. So 10 6-second intervals for our push-ups. And the rest of the workout, I'm just not timing, except for the cardio section. All right, so now if you need to pause the video, if that, laughing at me while I did my reps that I forgot, my lunges that I forgot to do in round 1 was not long enough rest break for you, you can pause the video, towel off, get something to drink, let your heart rate come down a little bit, allow your breathing to normalize, and when you're ready, let's go ahead and start round 2. So exactly the same as what we did in round 1, starting with 5 push-ups. Get ready, get into your plank position, and then here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. That's push-ups. Now we are moving on to squats. 20 reps of whatever squat variation you're doing. I'm doing a counterweight squat, plus an overhead arm raise, and then 2 reps of my oblique knee crunch. When when you're ready, here we go. 20 reps, do your best. That's 20. So now we are completely finished with our squats. Next is lunges, not abs. But first, another set of 5 push-ups. I know these push-ups are super tough, that's why we're only doing 5 at once. But still, if they're too difficult for you, switch to another push-up variation. All right, when you're ready, here we go, another 5 tough reps of push-ups. Starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. They started to get too tough for me. For that last rep, I was about to sit out that interval and then just make it up. But as I decided to push through, but I wasn't able to come up as slowly as I wanted. I don't know if you noticed, but I had to push myself up a little bit faster, and then I just held my plank pose for the remainder of that final 6-second interval. So we have 2 more sets of push-ups to go. So for the final 2 sets, I may need to sit out an interval or 2, in which case I'll just make them up. The important thing is that you're doing a total of at least 40 push-ups. So however you get them done really is fine. All right, now lunges. Okay, so I'm going to do 20 reps on one leg and then 20 reps on the other leg. If you are not doubling your lunges with me, then you can do 10 reps on each leg. Or if you did 20 reps on one leg in round 2, but you only did one leg, or in round 1, but you only did one leg in round 1, you'll switch and do 20 reps on the other leg for round 2. All right? So, weight up in front of your chest, step back and lunge, drive the knee forward and twist. That's 10. And switch if you want. I'm going to 20. That's 20. So you saw I had to check my balance there. Again, it's really hot out here. I'm fatigued. And I'm starting to get tricky to balance. Obviously the goal is to never have to check your balance, but if you need to tap your foot down, that's fine. Just get back into it as soon as you can. Fight for that balance, do your best. All right, other leg. When you're ready, if you need a longer rest break, pause the video. That's 10. You can move on if you want. I'm going to 20. So now, lunges are done. Squats and lunges are done. Abs are only halfway done, so we have to do another set of 20 of our ab exercise. But first, another tough 5 reps of push-ups. So if your arms begin to fail, you have 2 options. You can start just working the negative, or you can just do your push-up and then hold your plank pose for the remainder of the 6-second interval. Or you can do what I'll probably do and just sit out a couple of intervals so that each rep is the same, but I may just need a little rest break in between. So when you're ready, here we go. Come up into your plank pose. Do your best. 5 tough reps. That was 4. I need to do 1 more. Okay, if you missed any reps, let's go ahead and make them up now. I just need to make up 1. All right. So now we can move on to abs. So remember, this is our heels elevated sit-up, plus a tricep extension, and then 2 Russian twists. "20 reps. Do your best. Heels down to make it easier. heels down yet. I don't want to have to tap them down. One more clean rep. Oh, that's 20. All right. I think the lunges today
It's kind of an easy lunge variation. The squats are tough, but I think abs and push-ups today are by far the toughest. But squats are done. We've done 40 reps of squats. Lunges are done. Done 40 reps of lunges on each leg. And abs are now done. We've done 20 total reps of abs. We've done 35 push-ups. 40 reps of abs, what did I just say? We've done 40 reps of abs. We've done 35 push-ups. So now we just have to finish up with 5 more push-ups. I probably won't get through the entire set. So again, I'll just keep track of how many reps I missed and then take a short little rest break and make them up. As long as you're getting all 40 reps done, it does not matter how you do them. So don't worry if you need to pause and take a little rest break or something, that's absolutely fine. This is a super tough push-up variation. And if it's like 90 something degrees where you are, it's even tougher. All right, as soon as you're ready, here we go. Get into your plank pose. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. I came really close. I was pushing so hard. I came so close to getting all 5 reps done. But on that final rep, I just didn't have the strength to push myself up slowly. So I need to make up that 1 rep. That means you're stronger than I am. So it means you're probably capable of doing another rep. So if you want to do this one last rep with me in solidarity, let's go for it. If you missed more than 1 rep, the timer's going, just use my timer and make up however many reps you need to make up. I just need to do 1 more. Hope my arms don't fail. Here we go. All right, that was my 40th push-up, which means that I have now completed all 40 of my push-ups. We are not quite finished yet. Remember that no workout of mine is ever complete, and especially no workout during this challenge is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. If your arms are done with push-ups, your bonus burpee does not have to include a push-up. It can be any burpee variation you want, but the bonus burpee itself is mandatory. It is part of the workout, and doing the bonus burpee after each workout is part of this challenge. It is the exclamation point at the end of the challenge. It's a little celebration that we got these tough reps done today, and it's a little pat on the back for sticking with the challenge for yet another day. Plus, it is that final slap across Brutus's face that is going to shut him up for the rest of the day. Who is Brutus, you ask? Excellent question, and that question, along with any other question you could ever possibly have about this challenge, is answered in the day one video that I shared last year for the challenge. So definitely, if you like the idea of this challenge and you want to learn more about the challenge and why we're doing it, make sure you watch that day one video from last year. I spent a long time on it. It's a super long video, but there are chapter markers so you can navigate to whatever portion of the video is relevant to you. And I talked a lot about Brutus, how we are using this challenge to fight him and why he deserves to be slapped. So let's go ahead and get our bonus burpee done, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. This is our final wrap of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's do a quick little cool down together. You just want to keep moving while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit, and while you allow your breathing to normalize, so you can pace around back and forth. Shake out the legs a little bit, maybe shake out the arms. Let's do a shoulder stretch. So bringing one arm across your body, use your other arm to put in close to your chest. Make sure that your straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure your shoulder is completely relaxed as well. If your shoulder is tense and hunched up by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder, and keep moving while we're doing these stretches. So you can see I'm just kind of shaking out my legs. You can even just shift your weight from foot to foot. If you're still breathing really heavily, it might feel better to pace, but just keep moving while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit and while you allow your breathing to normalize, and keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So you do that by feeling your diaphragm being pulled down as you inhale. Visualize breathing all the way down to your belly button. Allow your rib cage to expand as you inhale, and visualize filling up your entire torso with air. Then feel your diaphragm being pushed up as you expel the air with control. Now let's get the other shoulder, so bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to put in close to your chest. Your straight arm is completely relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed. Feel that really nice stretch in your shoulders after that tough push-up variation that we did today. Keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So let's take one more nice deep breath here, inhaling all the way down to your belly button. Fill up your entire torso with air and use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Nice. Shake out the arms. Let's do a tricep stretch next. So bending one elbow, now place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Make sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. You're trying to avoid having your free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder. So point the fingers straight down at the ground. Keep moving. Just shift your weight from foot to foot, or you can shake out the legs. You can pace, whatever feels good to you. But keep moving and keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So let's take one more nice deep breath here. Control the air as you exhale. I don't want to come out because I love this stretch so much, but let's come out, shake out the arms real quickly, and let's get the other side. So bending your other elbow, place your hand on your elbow and gently pull the elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Feel that really, really nice stretch in your triceps. Keep moving. You can pace. You can shake out your legs. You can shift your weight from foot to foot and keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So one more nice deep breath here. Inhaling all the way down to your belly button. Using your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale and come out. Nice. Shake out the arms one more time. We're going to finish with a quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold on to the wall for support, or some other strong, sturdy, stable, elevated surface like your kitchen counter or dining room table, the arm of your couch. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you're not holding on to anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands, and now press your heel into your booty cheek. As you are doing that, I want you to tilt your pelvis forward, kind of tuck your booty underneath you, and think about trying to touch your spine with your belly button.
As you're doing that, as you're tilting your pelvis forward, make sure you're continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek. Feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, but I also want you to feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexor, coming out, shake out the legs. Let's get the other side. So bending your other knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you are not holding on to anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek and now tilt your pelvis forward. Tuck the booty underneath you, suck your belly button all the way back to your spine. Keep pressing your heel into your booty cheek as you tilt your pelvis forward. And as you tilt your pelvis forward, keep pressing your heel into your booty cheek. Really focus on doing both of those things at the same time so you really feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles. I also want you to feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. Let's take one more nice deep breath here. So again, you're feeling your diaphragm being pulled down as you inhale, sending that air all the way down to your belly button, allowing your rib cage to expand and filling up your entire torso with air as you inhale. And as you exhale, you are using your diaphragm to control the air. Now come out. And one more time, shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit. And that's it. That is our cool down. So typically this is where I would be telling you that I was about to add on 20 minutes of moderate pace cardio with my jump rope, but we incorporated the jump rope right into the workout today. So Rebecca is done for the day. I'm not going to be adding on any more cardio, but you can if you want, especially if you skipped over the cardio section during the workout. I strongly recommend that you find about 20 or 30 minutes or more if you have the time to add on a little bit of moderate paced cardio. It is not required. It is not officially part of the challenge, but every year when I do this challenge, if I do not incorporate cardio into the workout, I always, after every single workout, will tack on 20 to 30 minutes or more of additional moderate paced cardio. So for me, 9 times out of 10, that is 20 minutes of interval jump rope. But my cardio section today took me almost 18 minutes, so that's good enough for me. But jump rope is a great option. It doesn't have to be jump rope. You can go for a jog, or if you have an exercise bike or a treadmill, you can hop on one of those for 20, 30 minutes or more. Or if you have a bike, you could go for a bike ride in real life. If you have access to a pool, or if you live close to a body of water, anywhere you can go swimming and the weather is permitting, swimming is amazing cardio. But if you have a heavy bag, you could work on your heavy bag. Up and down the steps is another great option. So if you have stairs in your home or in your apartment complex, you can do up and down the steps. Or if you took your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail today, anywhere there's steps, you can do up and down the steps. So if you have access to the field at your local high school, for example, you could do up and down the bleachers. Or you could jog around the track, or you could combine them. You could do something fun like a fitness class. You can even just meet up with a friend in the park and play some tennis or some basketball. For me, when I have time and it's a nice day, I like to go for a nice long hike. So that's obviously a lot more than 20 or 30 minutes. But if you did take your workout to the hiking trail today, why not go for a quick hike just to add on that little bit of extra cardio. So again, it is not required, but I'm sharing this with you because every year when I do this challenge, this is how I do it. I add on 20 to 30 minutes or more of additional moderate paced cardio after every single workout, unless I have already incorporated the cardio into my workout. So if you are using this challenge to try to get yourself in shape, improve your stamina, if you're trying to lose weight, the additional cardio is really going to go a long way towards helping to accelerate that process for you. And I just know that you're going to be so much happier with your results on day 40 of the challenge. I understand if you don't have time to do it after every single workout. That's a big commitment, I know. But if you can find at least 2 or 3 days a week to add on 20 or 30 minutes, more if you want, of additional moderate paced cardio after the workout. Again, it is not required, it is not officially part of the challenge, but it is strongly recommended. Also very strongly recommended is that you are taking a good 20 or 30 minutes every day to stretch. So if you have time to do your stretching right now, immediately after the workout, is always going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you do not have time to do your stretching now, that's fine. You can put it off until later in the day. Just remember that if you do put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you will need to take a few minutes to warm them back up before you begin stretching. It's really important that you take the time to stretch every day, but it's also very important that you're doing so safely. Your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. So that's why I say right now is the best time to do your stretching, but it doesn't matter what time of day you do your stretching, just as long as you're getting it done and as long as you're doing so safely. But taking the time to stretch every day is going to help to alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. And if you're doing this challenge with me and daily exercise is something new to you, then it's very likely that you are experiencing muscle soreness. So if you take the time to stretch after every workout, it's really going to help you to feel better the next day. And that's very important if you're doing the challenge, because if we do a particularly tough workout on any given day and you don't stretch, and then the next day you are so sore you can't even move, it's going to be next to impossible to summon the motivation to get your reps done that day. But if you had taken the time to stretch the day before, then you're increasing the likelihood that you would be able to say, okay, I'm not feeling 100%, I'm still kind of sore, but I can move. And I really want to stick with the challenge, so I'm going to get my reps done today. So taking the time to stretch every day is going to increase the likelihood that you are able to stick with the challenge. And also taking the time to stretch every day is going to reduce your risk of injury moving forward, which is also going to obviously increase the likelihood that you are able to successfully complete all 40 days of this challenge with me, because if you become injured, then you're going to have to miss a few days while you recover. And one of the main reasons that we are doing this challenge, one of the main objectives of this challenge, is to establish a habit of daily exercise, which you accomplish through consistent effort. That is why we are doing 6 workouts in a row every single week. We're working out Monday through Saturday of every week. So if you injure yourself, first of all, I just don't want anyone getting hurt. It's not fun to be injured. But in the context of this challenge, if you injure yourself, you're going to have to sit out a few days while you allow your body to recover. So all of that momentum that we have been building is going to come to a screeching halt, and it's going to make it really, really difficult to establish that habit of daily exercise. The goal is to do all 40 days of the challenge, 1 through 40, without ever missing a day, so that by day 40, you will have firmly established that habit. And then after the challenge is over, you'll continue making daily exercise a part of your routine. So being injured is not fun, and it's especially important if you're doing this challenge. You want to increase the likelihood that you are going to be able to not injure yourself and complete all 40 days of the challenge. There are no guarantees. Even if you're diligent and take the time to stretch every day, it's not a given that you will not injure yourself. Injuries happen, and that's okay. If you get injured, absolutely listen to your body, rest, and recover. That's far more important than doing all 40 days of the challenge. But you just want to kind of stack the deck in your favor. So the 2 most important ways you can do that, the 2 most important things you can do to help reduce your risk of injury is, number 1, make sure that you are using the proper form for your squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups during the workout. So always minding your form, doing each exercise correctly. And number 2, taking the time to stretch every day after the workout, so that you are training your muscles to generally be more pliable. You're increasing your range of motion, and you're making your muscles more or less susceptible to being strained or pulled during a workout or something like that. So it's really important to make sure that you are doing everything you can to help mitigate that risk. I don't want anyone getting injured. And the third reason it's really important to stretch every day is because it's obviously going to improve your flexibility. I think flexibility is an often overlooked and undervalued aspect of your overall fitness level. So if you are doing these 160 reps with me every day to build strength, and you're adding on 20 to 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio after as many of the workouts as you can to improve your stamina, why not take the time to stretch every day and improve your flexibility while you're at it? This challenge is already a very well-rounded challenge. It's a physical health challenge, it's a mental health challenge. So let's go ahead and work on our fitness at the same time that we are working on improving our strength and our stamina, so that we have a nice, well-rounded challenge and we are working on all aspects of our fitness. But that is it. That is officially a wrap on day 26 of the challenge. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I thought this workout
included the additional cardio in the middle of the workout with me. That was a super tough push-up variation. That was an even more difficult push-up variation than we did in year 5 of the challenge. So amazing job if you stuck in there with me. I know I wasn't perfect today. I did things out of order and I wasn't able to complete all of my sets of push-ups without stopping, but you guys, we worked hard today and we got our reps done, and that's what's important. So again, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did this day 26 workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. And if you are doing the challenge with me, thank you so much. But even if you're not doing the challenge with me, thank you for working out with me today. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear about the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, especially since I messed up round 1, if you have any questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubt about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions beyond what I have already provided, if you need help with beginner modifications, I am here, so please ask questions if you have them. And if you know anyone who might be interested in joining the challenge, please feel free to share this video with them. Please feel free to share any or all of the playlists with them. The more people I have doing the challenge with me each year, the happier I am. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all right back here tomorrow for day 27. Bye.